Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. B'ezrat Hashem, we're here back at the yeshiva, finishing up the week. Beautiful Mishmar night with food. Baruch Hashem, and all the people who joined us. Thank you. Before you guys leave, take another abyss. We have plenty of leftovers. Please, sit down, if you don't mind. So again, the Aliyah starts, the fifth Aliyah. We're going to finish off the parasha. Starts in chapter 8 in Parashat Vayikra, Sefer Vayikra, Parashat Tzav, Pasuk 14. And it says over here, again, as we said, David pointed out to us yesterday also, and this whole the parasha is discussing, finishing off till the end. Is going to be discussing all the various aspects that Moshe Rabbeinu was actually considered to be the first Kohen Gadol. He was the first Kohen Gadol, even though his family the roots are not Kohona. Which roots of Moshe Rabbeinu? Levi. Everybody knows that's Levi. That he was the Levi, and Moshe and all the other Leviim were Leviim. Only one family was Zocheh. Only one family was merited to become Kohanim. And this parasha discusses exactly the tasks that will have to be performed in order to take the mantle of being Kohanim. So Vayagesh et apar hatat v'yismor Aaron et yedehem. So Moshe Rabbeinu would take the animal that was to be a sacrifice, that the ritual to be performed in the performance of coming into the holiness. They have to take this bull, and Aaron and his children have to put their hands on the head of the bull. Adam, it was the usual work of the Kohanim performed. Moshe Rabbeinu did the shchita, and Moshe Rabbeinu took the blood, and from that blood he sprinkled onto the onto the corners of the altar. So he now sanctified with this act. The pasuk tells us he sanctified the altar itself, to have that agility, to have that power to actually take away the sins of a Jew. The whole thing is a miracle, right? It's like a person commits a crime, coming to or a person. The best thing is a crime is it's a little bit difficult. It's being perverted all over the world, so we cannot compare it to the crime. But let's say a person goes to the bank. Well, that's where everybody relate to. A guy comes to the bank, borrows $1 million, and they give it to him, and then he says when they get the first phone call, "Where's the money?" He says to them, "Go fly a kite." Right? Oh, no, and he doesn't want to pay. And this is the same comparison, right? We do whatever we did. The person did a sin. And now he comes to Beit HaMikdash. He takes a little bull, sprinkle the blood from the bull. Finish. Now all the sins are forgiven. That in itself is a miracle. But in order for that to respectfully work, Moshe Rabbeinu had to do something. So what was one of the things that had to be happening? That they had to anoint the entire everything that's inside the Mishkan had to be anointed. The people who are serving in the Mishkan also had to be anointed, and that's what we talk about. ויקח את כל החרב אשר על החרב ואת היותר הכבד ואת שתי הכליות והלבן ויקטר מראשי המזבחה. So he took all the fats, right, all the fats that we're not allowed to eat, and all the livers and everything that had to be there, burned it onto the altar. ואת הפר ואת אורו ואת בשרו ואת פרשו שרף באש מחוץ מחנה. So certain parts of the animal, the innards, those are that we mentioned, the fat and the liver and all the some of the insides had to be burned inside on the altar, and some the rest of the part of the bull had to be burned entirely outside of the altar. And then he brought the ram. So that's so same thing by the ram. He had to wash up everything, and also same thing, bring everything on the mizbeach in order for the sense of the again. What is the point of Kadosh Baruch Hu? Hashem does not. You might read and say, "Oh, Hashem desires the smell, like you desire shish kebab, right? People love shish kebab." Yes, but the guy is not hungry. He just ate. You know the famous story. The Ben Ishai talks about it a lot. The guy is a poor guy, so he says, "There's a wedding in town. They're not going to invite me. Nobody invited me." So what did he do? What did he do? He fills up his stomach every night, like usual, onions and bread. That's his food. All of a sudden, the wedding already started, and he hears the knock on the door. The shamash of the person, of the rabbi, come inviting him to the wedding. Imagine yourself, the guy coming into the wedding, all the shish kebab, balayesh, all the smell we're going to smell on one day, B'ezrat Hashem, and the guy is satisfied. The guy is satisfied. He ate onions and bread. That's what his food was. He's a kohev, right? No, Hashem does not want the korbanot for the reyach. Hashem wants us to do certain things, and it's gonna remind him that, the reyach, the good smell of Hashem. That when the Torah tells us that there's this good smell for Hashem, it means mitzvot. Commandment. A king wishes. A king has everything. King does not need you to do anything for him. He has everything. He created everything. He could create everything out of nothing. So he really doesn't need you. So what's the point? What is his most desirable thing that Hashem has? Is the smell of our mitzvot when we were to do an avirah almost, and we strayed away from the avirah. You did, and you went ahead and you did the mitzvot, and it's the odor, the smell is so good. That's what Hashem loves. And that's how the sixth aliyah ends with chapter 8, pasuk 21, with that sentence that Hakadosh Baruch Hu loves the reyah, the smell of the mitzvot of the Jews. By the derech agav, a holy person would actually smell avirot of other people. People could smell avirot of other people. It's a big thing, especially if the guy is holy, he's watching himself. He could sense in it. It smells bad. It smells very bad. Like there was what's his name? A group of students were walking with the rabbi, and they see a dead horse, and the smell is stingy. Oof, till tomorrow. And the rabbi looks, wow, but look at its teeth, so white. It's amazing. The teeth are white, and the students like, what? This smells horrible. Right? The teeth are white. Okay. Now they're passing by, and they see a big baba. You know what a baba is?
Big rabbi.
It's a person who dresses up like a holy man, and every little word that he has to tell you is going to cost you $1,000. So
is that like something with opening a gate or something? Like
right, whatever. Baba. They call them babas, the fake babas. And he walks, and everybody, all those
is it
students.
fake baba or every baba is fake?
No, that fake baba.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so they see a fake baba, and everybody, oh, rabbi, the honorable person is coming with his students, So the rabbi is like closing his nose, closing the nose with the smell of his avirot. And to them, he looks beautiful, right? By the horse, he didn't close. Because it's all we could see only with our eyes, but the holy people could see in the inner side. Okay, that's what Hashem wants. This is what Hashem means, the desire. When Noah did the sacrifice, Hashem smells that smell. What is the smell? The mitzvot. The smell of the mitzvot that Hashem desires. Mitzvah number 6, the sixth aliyah starts, chapter 8, pasuk 22. And again it goes to the discussion that Moshe Rabbeinu brought in certain items, certain animals to be sacrificed in the same category. And also discusses how the sprinkling of the blood had to be done. Now sprinkling on the Aaron and his children also. On the blood on them, and smearing that also, sprinkling that, right? And also the certain performances of the Kohen, as we see that all the acts the Kohen does to the animals, Moshe Rabbeinu had to do it here. Now, this is the sixth aliyah ends with the same chapter, pasuk 29. The seventh aliyah starts, and now this is the complete conclusion of this parasha. And this is going to be conclusion of the inauguration of the Mishkan. This is the 7 days of the inauguration. So it's kedai to look into it quickly. So Moshe Rabbeinu took from the oil and from the blood that was on the altar, and he took it and he started sprinkling it on the Aaron and his clothing, and his children and his clothing and their clothing. Now, the completion with all the sacrifices that they did, the certain sacrifices they were supposed to consume, those were the sin offerings. Meaning that's not just the sin of doing a sin. It's actually sin for meaning that for abandoning the worldly pleasures up till now, and now going to be elevated on the next level, which our Kohanim are in the same next level. It's not a simple thing. Kohen has to be honored. As the Torah tells us, like Kohen, you must honor the Kohen by saying, Kohen, you have to honor him with words, and you have to be very careful while you talk to him, not allowed to use him for mundane things. Please put this over there. You cannot say that to Kohen. It has to be there's a lot of honor to him. Moshe Rabbeinu commands them, any meats that were not consumed, that had to be consumed, must be burned by the next day. So now he commands them for 7 days. You are to stay in the Beit HaMikdash, in the Mishkan, and V'yasa Aaron u'banav et kol ha'dvarim asher tzivah Hashem B'yad Moshe Nisa, the Aliyah ends, the Sefer Torah, the Pasuk, the Parasha ends with the fact is that Aaron, statement, Aaron and his children did exactly as Moshe Rabbeinu has commanded them, and again they were in a level of elevated to now be able to do it's a miracle. It just doesn't make sense. Now, you imagine yourself, you're going into the bank, I owe you $15 million, please wipe it off. The guy comes over, the manager comes over to you in the morning, gives you a pink slip, everything is clear, your bank is a balance zero. By the way, you have $15 million new credit. Have a good day. Shabbat Shalom.